There are so many helpful hand sewing techniques out there that feel like a small bit of sewing magic, and we'd love to show you a couple of our favorites. The ladder and blind hem stitches are vital skills to have in your technique toolkit. Ending up almost invisible, they help you achieve a finish you can be proud of on so many different projects. Let's see the ladder stitch first. It's perfect for any situation where you have a partial opening in a seam that you need to close up and don't have access to the back side, such as in linings, mending, dolls, and more. You'll notice I'm using a contrast thread for visibility, but you'll want to use something that matches your project well. To start, take your knotted thread and go into the seam allowance, coming up through the folded edge of your seam opening, right at the very end. As a right-handed sewist, I like to start on the right end of my seam. To make the ladder stitch, on the opposite side from where you started your thread, put your needle down through the fabric and back up in one single motion, taking a small stitch from the folded edge of your seam. Then, directly across the opening on the other folded edge, take another small stitch in the same direction. You'll repeat this motion back and forth, moving down your opening, always starting each new stitch directly across from the end of the previous stitch. If you leave your stitches loose, you'll see where it gets its name. Each pass over the opening creates little ladder rungs. See? As you pull the stitches tight, you'll see the seam close up and the stitches all but disappear. Just like magic. Simply sew to the end of your opening, and then you can tie off a small knot by taking a wee stitch through both sides, passing your needle through the loop twice, and pulling it tight. Then, just take the needle down into your project, whether that's behind a lining, through a doll, etc., and clip it close to sink the end inside. A similar technique can be used to leave you with a seamless looking hem that will have everyone impressed, wondering just how you managed it. You just switch up the technique a slight bit for what's known as the blind hem stitch. In the blind hem stitch, the two sides of your sewing will be the main part of the item being hemmed and the folded up hem edge. We'll refer to the main garment as a skirt for ease, but really it could be anything. It can be helpful to iron or pin your hem first so that it's nice and neat and you don't have to fiddle with it as much while you work. To start, you'll hide your knot in the seam allowance, much like the ladder stitch, with your needle coming out right at the folded hem edge. From there, you'll take a tiny little stitch out of the skirt, only 2 or 3 threads, straight across from where you are starting. Then, take a larger stitch through the folded hem edge. From there, just repeat. A tiny stitch from the skirt, a bigger stitch from the hem, always jumping straight across between the skirt and hem edge. As you work, you'll see this similar technique pulling the hem in and securing it nicely, with only the tiniest stitches showing outside your garment. In a well-matching thread, they won't even be noticeable. Even in my contrast thread, you can barely see them. Finish off with that same looped knot, secured at your hem edge and sunk down in. We hope you have enjoyed learning these techniques. Give them a try so they can be a part of your sewing skill set. Once you have mastered them, you'll find them helpful for a great many number of projects. Happy sewing!